estimated to 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James, and it is many thanks for joining us. Quickly a look at the news making the rounds for today. Gombe Governor seeks upward review of revenue allocated to states. Libya told to kick out foreign fighters. Mercenaries. Joe Biden defends U.S. pull-out as Taliban claim victory. PENGASSAN blames rise in cooking gas price on FOREX. Marking day to unveil new look Car Salami Stadium today. Do well to stay with us as we bring you the news and details just right after this time out. Welcome back. And now the news in details. Gombe Governor seeks upward review of revenue allocated to states. Gombe State Governor Yahaya Inuwa has called for the upward review of revenue allocated to states. The governor, who is also an accountant, made this plea on Tuesday in his address during a nationwide sensitization on the review of existing revenue allocation formula by Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission held at the Banquet Hall, Gombe Government House. He lamented why states, despite the responsibilities of shouldering the needs of the people, would be left with 26.72%, urging that the federal government has lesser task. According to Yahaya, the stakeholders in Gombe State, especially those from the grassroots, appreciate the development impact of the federal government across the states, but are also of the view that the vertical revenue allocation approach be reversed to give the state and local governments more revenue, believing that would fast-track development of the rural areas. Also, he understands that this first phase of review will focus on the vertical allocation, that is, how revenue is shared among the three tiers of government. Also speaking, Chairman of RMAFC, Elias Mbam, who was represented by a National Commissioner, Usman Kukandaka, says the objective of the sensitization was to enlighten major stakeholders. And now moving forward, Buhari wishes Andy Uba luck ahead of Anambra poll. The President Muhammadu Buhari received the candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Anambra State governorship election, Senator Andy Uba, and wished him luck in the November 6 polls. Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, disclosed this. In his remarks, Chairman of the Campaign Council, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, assured the President that the message of the party would be taken to the people of Anambra, which would translate to victory for them in November. In his remarks, Chairman, Caretaker and Convention Planning Committee of the party and Governor of Yobe State, Maimala Buni, says Anambra is ripe for them and they will work together for victory. In another development, CHCHR tasked Bar Association to champion case for self-defense. The Country Representative Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, United Nations, Monrovia, Liberia, Dr. Uchenna Emelonye, says that self-protection is the only instinctive action in the face of insecurity until the international community steps in or the government rises to the occasion. Emelonye made his position known in his keynote speech at the 2021 Law Week of the Nigerian Bar Association Abuja branch with the theme Insecurity, Rule of Law and Human Rights. Are we on the right path? He says without appearing to be propagating anarchy, he craves the indulgence of the state in an atmosphere of pervading insecurity where the state is obviously unable and unwilling to protect its citizens. The only instinctive action for the populace to take is self-protection until the international community steps in or rises to the occasion, or until the national government assumes its responsibility, he added. The CHCHR country rep noted that there are numerous international law mechanisms at the disposal of lawyers to make the desired change. Emelonye attributed the problem of insecurity in Nigeria to the menace of bad governance in the country. According to him, insecurity in Nigeria has further bred insecurity, and it is at the point of engendering total breakdown of law and other undermining the rule of law and festering systematic and gross violations of human rights. Now bringing you news stories from around Africa. Libya told to kick out foreign fighters. Mercenaries. Countries in the neighboring Libya wrapped up their meeting in Algeria with calls for foreign fighters and mercenaries to be pulled out from the conflict-stricken North African nation. The two-day meeting also urged Libyan parties to stick to a political roadmap that ended hostilities last year and set parliamentary and presidential elections in December. The meeting, hosted by Algeria, was attended by foreign ministers of Egypt, Tunisia, Sudan, Chad, and Niger. Those countries have for years been concerned over the chaos in Libya. The United Nations envoy for Libya, Jean Kabiz, Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abad-Gate, and a representative of African Union also attended. Libya has been wrecked by chaos since a NATO-backed uprising toppled longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011 and split the country between a UN-supported government in the capital, Tripoli, and rival authorities loyal to Commander Khalifa Haftar in the east. Each has been backed by different armed groups and foreign governments. UN-sponsored peace talks brought about a ceasefire and installed an interim government that's expected to lead the country into a general election in December. Still from around Africa, Kenya praises fight against poaching after animal census shows improvement. Kenya authorities have welcomed the progress made in the fight against poaching after publication of the first animal census conducted in the country, which should serve as a basis for improving environmental conservation. According to the data, Kenya has 36,280 elephants, among other things, a population that is up 21% from 2014 when poaching peaked. Efforts to increase penalties against crimes related to endangered species appear to be paying off, the census author says in their report. President Uhuru Kenyatta praised the success of environmental protection agencies in their fight against poaching, while urging them to find innovative approaches to protect wildlife. The International Union for Conservation of Nature warned in March that Africa's elephant population was being decimated by poaching and habitat destruction, particularly through land conversion for agriculture. The population of African savanna elephants have plummeted by at least 60% over the past 50 years, resulting in their classification as endangered in the latest update of the IUCN's danger list. This census, financed by the Kenya government, allowed to count 30 different species of animals on the nearly 59% of the territory studied. The number of lions, zebras, hyenas, and the free species of giraffes found in Kenya is increasing, the report says, without, however, providing comparative data with previous years. The Masai Mara Reserve in the south of the country is home to nearly 40,000 wildlife. Right now, we'll be taking a break, and when we return, we shall be looking at updates from the United States, so do well to stay with us.
This September, don't lose sight of the victory ahead, for the Lord is mighty to save.
I prophesy as you hear the sound of my voice. Anyone that is offering sacrifices, cutting the necks of animals to see that your glory goes down, let the ground demand their blood.
September to Remember 2021 with Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman.
September to Remember is September 8 to 10, and the theme is Mighty to Save.
The Lord is present.
Papa, there is another miracle here. This lady has chronic schizophrenia for 8 years. A severe chronic mental disorder that does not go easily. As soon as he laid hands upon her, her reasoning became clear. She knows where she is, she knows where she came from, and she can speak clearly to the glory of God. Madam, what's your name?
Kate.
Where are you from, Pop? How are you now?
Fine.
Healed from 8 years schizophrenia, totally healed to the glory of God.
Thank you, Jesus.
Theme, Mighty to Save. Date, 8 to 10 September 2021. And on the 12th, Nativity Sunday at the International Worship Center, Kilometer 132, Benin Okene Abuja Expressway, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily. For inquiries, please call +234 806 464 6180. Enough is enough.
Welcome back. And now is news from the United States. Joe Biden defends U.S. pullout as Taliban claim victory. U.S. President Joe Biden has defended his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Afghanistan, a move which led to Taliban militants returning to power. Staying longer was not an option, Mr. Biden says in an address to the nation a day after the end of a 20-year U.S. presence in Afghanistan. He praised troops for organizing an airlift of more than 120,000 people wishing to flee the Taliban regime. The Islamist militants have been celebrating what they call a victory while U.S.-led troops went into Afghanistan in 2001, ousting the Taliban in the wake of the devastating 9/11 attacks blamed on Al-Qaeda, a militant jihadist group then based in the Asian country. Mr. Biden has been widely criticized at home and by his allies over the abrupt manner of the U.S. withdrawal, which led to the unexpected collapse of the Afghan security forces U.S. troops had trained and funded for years. Taliban militants were able to reclaim control of the whole country within 11 days, finally entering the capital Kabul on 15th August. Bringing you more updates from the United Kingdom, UK and Taliban in talks over further evacuations. The United Kingdom is in talks with the Taliban to secure safe passage out of Afghanistan for a number of British nationals and Afghans who remain there. The talks involving UK officials and senior Taliban members are taking place in Doha, Qatar. The Defense Secretary is understood to have told MPs that between 150 and 250 people eligible for relocation plus their families remain in the country. It comes after a Taliban pledge to allow further departures. The Prime Minister's Special Representative for Afghan Transition, Simon Gaz, has traveled to Doha and is meeting with senior Taliban representatives to underline the importance of safe passage out of Afghanistan for British nationals and those Afghans who have worked with them over the past 20 years. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab says more than 17,000 people had been evacuated by the UK from Afghanistan so far, including over 5,000 UK nationals. He also says the UK needed to face the changing situation in Afghanistan and work with other nations to exercise a moderating influence on the Taliban. Former British ambassador to Afghanistan between 2010 and 2012, Sir William Patey, said engaging with the Taliban could help prevent a refugee crisis and avoid the country becoming a host for terrorists. And now bringing you news stories from the world of business. PENGASSAN blames rising cooking gas price on FOREX. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has said the greatest problem causing the rise in the cost of liquefied petroleum gas, popularly called cooking gas, is the fall of the naira against the United States dollar. This came as a renowned petroleum engineer and energy analyst, Bala Zaka, stated that the dormancy of Nigeria's refineries had warranted massive import of LPG into the country. The price of LPG jumped by over 100% within 8 months as the federal government recently implemented a 7.5% value-added tax on imported cooking gas. PENGASSAN President Festus Osifo notes that since LPG was priced in the United States dollar, this would continue to affect its cost domestically, going by the slide of the local currency. He says gas is priced in dollars, so assuming the cost is $2 per unit of gas, if that used to be 600 naira before, with the fall of the naira from around 300 naira to $1 to the point where it is now 400 naira to $1, the $2 will now become 800 naira. Spokesperson of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Garba Din Mohammed, who recently switched from being media aide to the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, insisted that the minister had stated that cooking gas was a deregulated product. Reacting to the minister's position as to why the government would not be able to intervene in the current hike in gas price, Zaka stated that this was because the government was shying away from refining crude oil for LPG. More news from the world of business. 6 million electricity customers still unmetered amid federal government scheme. About 6 million power users are still paying for electricity through estimated bills, despite the various metering schemes adopted by the federal government and operators since the sector was privatized in November 2013. On January 8, 2021, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission released a report on the meter deployment status as of November 2020. It put the number of meters contracted through the Meter Asset Provider Scheme and National Mass Metering Program at 7,588,972, indicating that over 7.5 million customers had need for meters at the time. The report showed that a total of 508,812 meters were deployed through the MAP scheme, while other 16,308 meters were made available by the NMMP at the time. It was, however, gathered from the Federal Ministry of Power that the deployment of meters through the NMMP had risen to 750,000. A combination of meter deployment by both schemes showed that about 1.26 million meters had been deployed out of the over 7.5 million unmetered customers captured by the NERC. Operators in the sector explained that the deployment of meters this year was basically through the NMMP, as the MAP scheme was not fast in meter provision. The National Mass Metering Program, funded by the Central Bank of Nigeria, was instituted in September 2020 to increase the rate of metering through the provision of free meters. The Meter Asset Provider Scheme, on the other hand, took effect on April 3, 2018, introducing meter providers as a new set of service providers in Nigeria electricity supply industry. Right now, we're taking a break, and when we return, we shall be bringing you news stories from the world of sports. We'll be right back.
This September, don't lose sight of the victory ahead, for the Lord is mighty to save.
I prophesy as you hear the sound of my voice. Anyone that is offering sacrifices, cutting the necks of animals to see that your glory goes down, let the ground demand their blood.
September to Remember 2021 with Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman.
September to Remember is September 8 to 10, and the theme is Mighty to Save.
The Lord is present.
Papa, there is another miracle here. This lady has chronic schizophrenia for 8 years. A severe chronic mental disorder that does not go easily. As soon as you laid hands upon her, her reasoning became clear. She knows where she is, she knows where she came from, and she can speak clearly to the glory of God. Madam, what's your name?
Kate.
Where are you from, Come? How are you now?
Fine.
Healed from 8 years schizophrenia, totally healed to the glory of God.
Thank you, Jesus.
Theme, Mighty to Save. Date, 8 to 10 September 2021. And on the 12th, Nativity Sunday at the International Worship Center, Kilometer 132, Benino Kene Abuja Expressway, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily. For inquiries, please call +234 806 464 6180. Enough is enough.
Welcome back, and now it's news stories from the world of sports. Marking day to unveil new look Lekan Salami Stadium today. The new look Lekan Salami Stadium in Ibadan, Oyo State will be commissioned by Governor Seyi Makinde today, with top dignitaries expected to grace the ceremony. The remodeled Lekan Salami Stadium is back exactly 1 year after contract was awarded to Peculiar Ultimate Concerns Limited through the Alternative Project Funding approach. Former Vice President Abubakar Atiku, Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum, Rotimi Akeredolu, Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, as well as the President of Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Picnic, will join the Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, to officially unveil the Lekan Salami Sports Complex at Damashingba, Ibadan. According to the Special Advisor to the Governor Makinde on Culture and Tourism, Ademola Ege, the stadium will be a top revenue-generating source for Oyo State government, as well as providing employment opportunities for the people of the state. In another sports news, and finally on News Desk, FIFA ranks £81 million Osimhen world's 18th most expensive player. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen is the 18th most expensive player in the world. In a report released by FIFA, which has records of transfer done in the last 10 years, Osimhen ranks 18th in the world after his £81 million move from French League One side Lille to Serie A side Napoli in August 2020. Osimhen's move is also the third most expensive in 2020, only bettered by Kai Havertz's £85 million move to Chelsea from Bundesliga side Bayer Leverkusen and Arthur Melo's £82 million switch from Juventus to Barcelona. The top 70 transfers released by FIFA only have 5 Africans and no Nigerian listed. Ivory Coast Pep occupies number 21, while Gabon's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang £63.7 million move to Arsenal from Dortmund places him in 31st position. Guinean Naby Keita is 41st with his club record £60 million move to Liverpool from Leipzig. Also on the list are Ghana international Thomas Partey, who joined Arsenal from Atletico Madrid in 2020 for £50 to play 64th, and Egypt's Mohamed Salah, who moved to Liverpool for £42 million from AS Roma in 2017. And that's the size of the news for today from News Desk on Celebration TV. But in case you missed out, here is a recap of the news making the rounds. Gombe Governor seeks upward review of revenue allocated to states. Libya told to kick out foreign fighters, mercenaries. Joe Biden defends U.S. pull out as Taliban claim victory. PENGASSAN blames rising cooking gas price on FOREX. Makinde to unveil new look Lakers Salami Stadium today. And now to the photo of the day. Taking a close look at the picture, we have 3 stages which shows you clearly the pursuit of a young man after money. Now this clearly shows you that no matter what you pursue, no matter the amount of wealth you chase, there is an end to it. At the 3rd stage, you could see that he actually has gotten hold of that which he sought, but he was at an end point where he couldn't go further. So in life, whatever you do, whatever you spend your time on, make sure that it is worth it. Make sure that you do not waste your time pursuing other things and forgetting about other important things in life. We also want to hear your thoughts on the photo of the day, so do well to reach back to us via our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV; on Instagram, My Celebration TV; on Twitter, at My Celebration TV; and on YouTube, Celebration TV. Your positive contribution to the wellness of the society you find yourself or the organization you work defines your leadership might. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed has bagged his ways to success. So be it known today that everything we do, think, feel and believe either has a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. So be a part of nation building today. I am Comfort James, and at least many thanks for watching.
Amounted to 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle